Hello and welcome to this presentation at Aston Bryan College, Wakefield. Aston Bryan is one of the largest lab-based colleges in the UK. Our main campus is at Aston Bryan, York, with additional campuses at Newton Rig, Middlesbrough, Wakefield, Newcastle and Saltaire. We offer progression rates at Wakefield from level 2 through to level 3, with many learners progressing to HE at our York campus. What this video is going to be about is to give a little bit of an idea of what offer we have at the Wakefield site, what requirements you need in order to be able to access the programme, and where that qualification could lead. Where are we in Wakefield? We are at a building house in the middle of Wakefield. It's WF1. It's a short walk away from the bus and train station. As we can see on here, this is Aston Bryan just here, and the bus station is very conveniently located, less than 5 minutes walk away. Students divide their time between the Wakefield Centre and the Animal Management Unit in York. We provide free transport from the Wakefield site up to our Aston Centre, where they undertake much of their practical. Students will be able to have the academic support of the specialist staff based in the Wakefield Centre, as well as accessing the specialist facilities and services in York. So our learners will be studying what's called a study programme. So what does that mean? So first of all, there's a vocational qualification, otherwise known as the main aim. So first, that's a technical certificate in either animal care or horse care, or the technical diploma in animal management. They'll also work on their English and maths skills. If you've not yet achieved a grade 4 or C, then that will include a resit for GCSE or perhaps a functional skill if that's more appropriate. Another important part of the programme is our work-related experience. Our level 2 and first year level 3 learners will complete 150 hours, and our second year level 3, 350 hours. As well as that, we do a lot of work with our local employers, really getting you ready for industry and employment. Alongside the work you do in the classroom, you'll also undertake a certain level of independent study. This will include online and other tasks to be completed, which will usually help you prepare for another lesson. Another part of getting you ready for work is that we do regular one-to-one and group appraisals. This is where we help you keep up to date with your targets, what support you need, and keep you updated on your progress. Our level 2 programs are a 1-year full-time program. You'll spend 4 days a week in college typically and 1 day out in placement. In order to access that programme, you need 4 GCSEs at grade 3, 2 of which should come from English, Maths or Science. Our level 3 programme is equivalent to 3 Science A-levels and is a 2-year full-time programme. You'll spend 4 days a week in the first year and 3 days a week in the second year in college, and then 1 day or 2 days out on placement. In order to access this programme, you need 4 GCSEs at grade 4, and they should include 2 from English, Maths and Science. The third one of those can't be any lower than a 3. So, for example, if you've got a 4 in English and Science and 2 other subjects, and a 3 in Maths, then you'd still be able to come onto a level 3 programme, but you'd resit your Maths alongside your main programme. What does a week at Wakefield look like? So you'll spend 3 days a week at Wakefield, plus a practical day over at York. You'll spend a day on placement, although that just changed from 2 days and 2 days once you get into your second year. There's a mix of practical and theory sessions, so the vast majority of your theory sessions will be based at our Wakefield Centre, which has specialist or specific teaching spaces and a computer room. You'll do your core subjects, which also include transferable skills, including health, welfare, behaviour, and biological systems. You'll go over to York to do your practical sessions, which include handling and husbandry, as well as some of our specialist modules, so for example, animal grooming or animal training. Another important part of your programme is your employability. Your coaches will help support you in completing some qualifications and getting ready for employment, as well as supporting you in your placements. I've already mentioned the appraisals, and you will continue to work on your English and maths skills. We run a number of specialist pathways. So at level 2, that includes animal care and horse care. And at level 3, we also look at companion animals and zoo collections. So a little bit more information about those level 3 pathways. The companion animal pathway focuses on the pet industry, so really looking into things like dogs, cats, small furries, small exotics. Some of the specialist modules that you might study include training, kennel and cattery management, exotics and grooming. A lot of our learners will go on to do things like kennel and cattery work, they might work in grooming, rescue centres. A lot of these will work in dog-based industries or may quite often work for themselves. Our zoo collections is much more focused on some of our larger species, and very much looking at those who want to work with exotics or zoo animals or possibly work at conservation in the UK or abroad. So some of the specialist modules that they'll undertake include aquatics, plate skills, zoological collections, exotics, and environmental interpretation. Some of our zoo students will go on to work as zookeepers, rangers, or in conservation. They might also work in petting zoos, farms, that kind of work. So again, just a bit of a broader idea. Here's some of the things that our learners have gone on to do after they finish with us. That could be after a degree, or it could be straight from our level 3 programmes. We do have learners working for the council or for the police, working out as welfare officers or liaison officers. We have students working for charitable organisations, including assistance dogs. We have many of our learners who've gone on to work for themselves, quite often in training, grooming or behaviour. Some of our students have gone to further study and become accredited vet nurses. Some of them are also gone to support the industry, so maybe look at things like events or marketing, as well as the more pure sciences, so research and scientific advancement. There are over 300 careers recognised in the animal industry, so really whatever the students are interested in, there's something for them. We do assess the programme in a number of ways. So those core modules that I mentioned are assessed in what's called a synoptic way. So that includes an exam. The first sit of which is in March and the second sit is in June, and that makes up 40% of the main grade. They'll also undertake what's called a synoptic assignment, which is a number of tasks based around a context. And that will be a mixture of practical, theory, written, verbal, different ways of assessing them, and that makes up the other 60%. The non-core modules, or the specialist modules, they're frequently assessed throughout their time. Our learners will need some personal protective equipment. So for the animal side, that includes steel-toe cap boots and coveralls. Our horse care learners will need more specialist PPE, including hats and boots for working on the yard and with horses. We do a number of trips and visits, so all of our second year level 3s, for example, will visit Lungaland one day a fortnight. So things that are a mandatory part of the programme, the college will cover all the costs, and that includes for the specialist day up at our York campus. Some of our more optional trips, so that might include other collections, as well as some enrichment trips, so we do things like Christmas markets, and then maybe a cost to contribute towards those. But anything that carries cost will be optional. If you're over 19, depending on what your previous qualifications are and your age, you might need to pay course fees or take out an advanced learner loan. If you fall into that category, do talk to us and we can talk you through that option. Most of our level 2 learners will come in as level 2 or level 3s and then progress through and onto our degree programme, a popular option being at our York campus. We do also have what we call our level 2.5, which we can use a bit of a bridging programme where it's needed. But sometimes learners need a little bit more time to develop their academic skills before they go on to level 3, or potentially learners who are wanting to go onto an apprenticeship or into the world of work with some more employability skills or more work that way. So where it's necessary, we have that option. So why would you come to Wakefield? So it's a newly appointed teaching space. We've been in our site now for 2 years, and it's an established building in the heart of Wakefield. So it's right on the ball ring and is walking distance from train and bus station. We're a friendly environment with a very student-focused approach. It's a relatively small centre and all of the staff know every learner. So there's always somebody that you can talk to. As well as having that small homely feel in the main campus, they also have access to our industry relevant and zoo licensed premises over at York. So the wildlife park, the kennels, the grooming parlour, the science lab, all the industry facilities they also have access to via free transport. We have strong links to our local placements. We have a large number of placements in the area and we can help guide students on. We have dedicated lecturers who are experts in their fields, the majority of which have worked out in the industry. All of our courses have designated course managers who will take a particular interest and focus in their group of learners. That also includes support for university, job applications, whatever their progression opportunities are. We also participate in a number of study tours, so we have previously taken learners to Aruba, Malta, Greece. So there's various opportunities that you might like to get involved in. We also have specialist pastoral and learning support available. So whatever our students' needs or backgrounds, we can support them in achieving their ambitions. We've also had some fantastic opportunities this year at our Wakefield site, for interacting with a range of employers outside their placement. So to name just a few that we've had in to speak to our learners, we've had the Cat Protection League, our learners gone up to Harewood House and Chester Zoo. We've also had Compassion World Farming in. So it really gives our learners a rounded viewpoint of the industry and what opportunities they've got. If you'd like some more information, the first thing to do would be to visit our website at askham-brian.ac.uk. We also have a designated Facebook page just for our Wakefield Centre. So again, that's another place to have a look. We are taking applications now, so through the shutdown, we are doing telephone interviews and we can also offer guidance and advice and any support that our learners might need. Thank you very much for listening and we look forward to seeing you soon.